Hey, it's Dai-Shihan Miller here from Warrior Concepts. I just finished recording a little video training and offer for the workbooks that we have through the Academy. And what I'm doing is I'm offering these things out. But the whole idea around that video, just to give you a little backstory, right, was around the idea of needing a plan, right? I mean, it's one of the 3 core pieces in the ninja's Sanmitsu, triple secrets for success, right? And so, I don't know if you've seen these quotes before or not, probably, everybody's seen them, right? So one of them is, failing to plan is planning to fail, right? Well, we'll just wing it, right? We'll just cross that bridge when we get there. I promise you, neither myself nor any of my peers that have been to that bridge, violence, all that kind of stuff that we're supposedly training for, right, would all look at you and say, you don't want to get there, let alone make shit up and not have a plan and not have skills and whatnot that are necessary for crossing the damn bridge, okay? But that being said, right, some people's plans, you know, I got a plan, Sensei, right? What's your plan? I train every day, right? Find new techniques and I train every day. It sounds awfully vague. I mean, at least you're doing something, right? But in law, in the legal realm, we call that void for vagueness. Okay? If it's not specific, if it's not clearly understandable, right? If it's just this big 30,000 foot, big snapshot kind of thing, doesn't mean anything. It's void. And it's void for vagueness, right? It's not going to get you anywhere, okay? Other than like feeling good about yourself, right? So the other quote, right, is by Mike Tyson, you know, bite your ear off, Mike Tyson, right? I bite your ear off. Anyway, right? Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face, right? And that's usually what happens, right? So anyway, what I wanted to do is take a quick minute, just in case you didn't see these things, right? And you're not one of my local or long distance training students, right? My inner circle guys, I'm gonna get really, really close here, right? This is the Module 2 workbook curriculum, right? So we've got like 5 of these, right? We have 5 modules leading from, let me down here a little bit more, right? 5 modules leading from white belt to first degree black belt, and then students get these little packets, right, that have the principles and concepts and some of the stuff we want them to work on. They're not formalized into workbooks or whatever. They just add them to their training notebook, right? So what I thought I'd do is just kind of go through this page for page so that you can see what I spent a lot of time putting together for students. I mean, God, I wish I had something like this coming up through the ranks for myself. Now, one of my teachers actually created something like this. Another teacher created, outline papers and things like that, and that's fine. And you'll see things in here that are like what I got, but I'd like to over-deliver and make sure that my students have the best chance of succeeding possible. So I'm going to stand up, right, and kind of show you how things are in here, right? This is not just martial arts skills, okay? Every module splits the difference between the self-protection system and the life mastery system, right? So ignore, but don't really, the copyright page, right? Because the stuff is copyrighted, right? So we start right off with, right, my projected graduation dates to the different levels. So this is in our Module 2, which are signified by different blue belts. They may or may not have a stripe running through them, white, black, whatever, but they designate certain things, and a student tests from one level to another about every 2 to 3 months, right? So, and then my projected black belt test date, which should carry over from the Module 1 book and then from here to Module 3, whatever, unless illness, injury, something like that got in the way. But this is all part of staying on track, focusing, right? So an overview of the module itself, right? This is the realm of the strategic scientist, of the strategist, right? Using natural laws for mastery, things like that, right? Module 2, intermediate stage 1 students are expected to. There's a little bit of background and whatnot, but this is like for staying on track, right? Again, some of it for people inside my dojo, but doesn't hurt my long distance students to do the same kind of thing, right? Here's the module. So 1, let me go back here just a little bit, right? This is more of the element, right? This water element that some people think is all hokey and all that, and that's okay. This program's not for them. If you're one of them, click away. You're done. Okay. So background of the module itself, right? And what we're looking for. right? So here's the primary things. There's even suggested reading, right? Because I do have some requirements for my students to do book reports, right? Rolling, basic striking methods, basic wrist folds, jams and reversals, all this kind of stuff. There's breathing methods, all that, right? Okay. And then this is typically what I got from some of my students or some of my teachers in the past, right? There was a listing of the primary skills, right? So what I have in here is little check boxes. So every time somebody's learned it or practiced it or whatever, then they should put a check mark there, or they can use it as a, I learned it, getting better with it, I got this, okay? However you need to take a look at that, right? And you'll also see that there are little line item things here for review of previous, right? This is not just a box of toys that replaces the last box of toys the way a lot of people train in the martial arts, right? Everything is dependent on the things we've learned before it, right? And gets added to it. So again, just a list of primary skills. And then we've got some proficiency drills, right? So those kind of things, right? Some Junin Taiso requirements for students. I know I look like I can't fulfill those requirements, but I promise you I can, right? And then we've got some strike defense examples, right? And everything here is laid out, grab defense examples, laid out in what I call workbook fashion. So there's a brief kind of description, a couple of key points like you would see in the scrolls, right? The scrolls don't spell everything out, right? So a couple of key points, and then there's a lot of blank space. That way you are free to write in what you need to remember to be able to do that technique correctly. Okay, awesome. Okay, same thing, just finishing out the grab defense things. And then what I have for my students that are actually in my program, right? And if you're in my program, you know what this is all about. If you're not in my program and you want some help, right, we can always set up a time to have a little call, see where you are, see where you're going, right? At the very least, during that call, I'm going to give you some next step things to do to move forward, right, on your own, regardless of whether we ever work together or not. But if we're a good fit and you want to, take a look at what's involved in the program and all that, we can talk about that too, okay? There'll probably be a link in the description area below or on the end card if you're watching this on YouTube, okay? Awesome. So that's what this is, right? So these are the requirements, including questions, vocabulary, those kind of things, right? I even put the pronunciation in parentheses, so people shouldn't be screwing things up, right? Unless they can't speak English. Anyway, excuse me, right? So testing requirements going from the first stage, right, which is a blue belt with a white stripe, to the second stage in Mod 2, solid blue belt, right? Here's the second test from blue to blue-black, right, the final stage, right? And then graduation from that final stage to Module 3, which means the person would get an orange-white belt. And that's actually, that puts them into the Bujinkan ranking system, all that kind of wonderful stuff, right? And one more belt after this one, middle of Mod 3, in our curriculum is halfway to black belt. All right. So, and in some, right, like in this one, right, there are some worksheets and support materials, right? Hopefully you can see that, right? So in this one, there's a Kamae development worksheet, right, where I give a student worksheets. They just copy this thing, right, and fill out and collect the 10 aspects, right, for every Kamae, not counting its name, translation into English, the ryuha it comes from, all that kind of stuff, right? A little outline here on an article that I wrote a long time ago about the Doko no Kamae, right? Exploring the three realms of, or three types of meditation, right? What else does this one have in it? An explanation of the rank board, right, that we use traditionally. Another little thing here on goal setting, and then there is a goal setting, if I can split the pages here, right? A goal tracking worksheet, right? So there's a whole lesson behind helping people set better goals, get to a better place, and just be more successful, right? Success breeds success, right? And then this one actually also has a flexibility progress chart, right? For getting better, right? So anyway, that's just one of them, right? If you want more information on the packages, I've got this special going on right now where you can get all 5 module workbooks leading from white belt to first degree black belt. And right now we're including the 4 black belt phase 1 packets. So that's the packets leading to 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th dan in our curriculum. I'm including those, right? And 85% off. Actually, it's 85.7% off for those of you who are meticulous, right? There's a link here, and I don't know if there's something in the end card or not, but there's definitely something in the description. You can go over to the information page, take a look at that, watch that video that I just put together. And if it's something for you, great. If not, no harm, no foul. And again, if you would like some help moving forward, at least, just to see where the gap is and to get some, some help, right? Check in the description below. I've got a little instruction set up where you can go fill out a little application, schedule a call, and we can go from there, right? See where you are, see where you want to be, look at the gap, right? And at the very minimum, I'm going to give you a couple of things to do to move forward, right? And again, you're getting those regardless of whether we ever work together or not. And that's kind of where my thing ends right there, right? Of course, if you want to know any more about the program or anything like that, long distance, local, whatever, if you're local to the Sunbury, Selinsgrove, Shamokin, Pennsylvania area, right, and you're close enough to my academy, that's a different type of phone call. There's information down there as well for that, right? But, if you want to take a look at those, we can see if it's a good fit. If it is, it's not a good fit for everybody, right? I got to tell you, it's not a good fit for everybody. But if it is a good fit for you, it's a good fit for me, then, we can solidify a teacher-student relationship and keep moving forward, okay? So, you know what the next steps are. If you're local, find the number in the description down there. We'll get you set up with an information call. If you're long distance, find the information down there, right? If you want to take a look at the information page for the curriculum packet, the done-for-you curriculum blueprint, that package is what I'm calling it, right? Where you're getting the 5 workbooks and the black belt level packets for, I'll give you a hint, less than $50 for the whole thing, right? And it's valued at over $300, right? So anyway, if you want that, you can take care of that. If not, stay tuned, hit the subscribe button, and stay tuned for the next training video. That's it. Talk to you soon.